Hi, Purdue, and welcome to our read aloud. So, remember, right now we are reading all different kinds of stories. So, the story that we're going to read today was a story passed down orally. So, they were passed down by just telling, not by writing, but by telling that it's been passed down by Native Americans. Native Americans live in the United States, so in the country that we live in. They were the first people to live here. So, we are going to be reading this folk tale. Remember, folk tales are stories that are passed down from generation to generation, and that they are fictions, they are made up stories. So your job right now in this folk tale is to listen to what the main character wants. Because many times in stories, in most of our stories, the main character wants something. It's like on Friday when we read Momotaro, he wanted to help out his village, right? To defeat the Onis, those monsters. And so we're going to find out what our main character in this story wants. The story is called The Story of Jumping Mouse. Now, this story is going to be into two parts. We're going to read half of it today and half of it tomorrow. So that's your job. So we're going to listen to our story today. Once there was a small mouse with a big dream. The small mouse had grown up listening to the elders tell wonderful stories about the far-off land. Now the small mouse lived in the brush near the sparkling river. So brush is a group of bushes. On the other side of the sparkling river was a dry desert. The small mouse had been told that the far-off land was on the other side of the dry desert. Although the mouse was small, he was brave. He intended to go to the far-off land. One day he said goodbye to his family and friends and set off. His first challenge was to find a way across the beautiful sparkling river. As he stared at the lapping water, a frog appeared beside him. "You'll have to swim," said the frog. "Why, I don't know what you mean," replied the small mouse, for he had never swum before. "Watch me," said the frog. And with that, the frog jumped into the sparkling river and began to swim. The small mouse watched the frog for several seconds before announcing, "I am afraid I cannot do that. I will have to find another way across the sparkling river." The frog returned to the edge of the river. "Why are you so determined to cross the sparkling river? Where are you going?" asked the frog. "I'm going to the far-off land," replied the small mouse. "Well, if you don't mind my saying, you are very small mouse to cross such a big river and travel such a long distance to the far-off land." The frog stared at the small mouse for a short time, and seeing that he would not be swayed from following his plans, decided to help the small mouse. So this means that the mouse would not change his mind. He said, "I want to do something," so he was going to do it. "This is your lucky day," exclaimed the frog. "I am a magic frog, and I will help you. I name you Jumping Mouse. You will soon discover that you can jump higher than you have ever jumped before. Follow me, Jumping Mouse, and I will take you across the sparkling river." With that said, the frog and Jumping Mouse jumped very high and landed on a leaf in the middle of the sparkling river. They floated on the leaf to the other side of the sparkling river. "Goodbye, my friend," said the frog. "Be brave and hopeful, and you will surely reach the far-off land." "Thank you," replied Jumping Mouse. "I will never forget your kindness." Jumping Mouse set off across the dry desert. He jumped across stones and twigs on the strong legs. As the frog had promised, Jumping Mouse jumped higher than ever before. He traveled by day and by night, stopping only to eat berries wherever he found them. Eventually, Jumping Mouse came to a stream. The stream gave life to this part of the dry desert. Beside the stream grew many bushes. Underneath one of the bushes there lived a fat mouse. "Good day to you," said the fat mouse. "Good day," replied Jumping Mouse. "Where are you going?" asked the fat mouse. "To the far-off land," exclaimed Jumping Mouse. "However, I would like to rest in a while and eat some of the juicy berries that grow on the bushes beside the stream." "Be my guest," said the fat mouse. Jumping Mouse stayed with the fat mouse for several days. He ate berries and drank from the cool stream. Before long, he felt rested and ready to continue his journey. "It is time for me to continue my journey," said the jumping mouse one day. "Why would you want to travel to a place you are not sure even exists? Stay here with me where you can eat berries and drink from the stream to your heart's content. But if you must go, be very careful, for the journey will be perilous, indeed, for such a small mouse," warned the fat mouse. So perilous means it could be dangerous, it might be scary. "I will be careful, and I will find a way to pay forward the kindness you and the frog have shown me. Thank you for your generosity," replied Jumping Mouse, as his powerful legs carried him away. With hope in his heart, Jumping Mouse continued on his way. So guys, that is where we are stopping our story for today. So like I told you, it's in 2 parts. We're going to read half of it today, half of it tomorrow. So I want you to keep thinking about, what did Jumping Mouse want? What does he want to do? And how do you think he's going to get it? And as an extra challenge, I'm going to challenge you to think and try to predict what might happen next. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we will find out what happens next in our story tomorrow.